welcome to
Welcome.
Minnesota Medleys. I'm talking with Jess.
I'm talking with Travis.
Fantastic. Welcome
It's
back,
good
everyone.
We know who the other person is here.
This
right
is a
now.
good thing.
Yes.
Thank you to all of you who downloaded and listened to our previous episode in which we spoke with Eileen Moeller from the Frozen River Film Festival down in Winona, Minnesota, and Eric Barnard, whose company Big River Climbing Guides puts on the Winona Ice Climbing Festival. At the time of our doing the recording, the Frozen River Film Festival has actually begun.
Yes.
And we wish them best of luck in that. Great success. It looks absolutely thrilling and fun. And the 22nd through the 24th, the ice climbing goes on. So good luck to everyone there. Have a wonderful time. Today's episode, we are going to go in a different direction in the state. Instead of south from us,
we're going up north.
Yes. We are, more specifically, we're going to area code
218.
If some of you don't know, 218 is an area code that takes up pretty much the northern half of Minnesota geographically. And because it contains the Arrowhead, I don't know, it might be exactly half the state. I haven't looked up.
I feel like it's almost more than half. But
well, I don't know.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's a lot. And so there's a lot of towns and cities in it. And 218 Days does, and our guest was Sarah Zalesnikar. She works with Odyssey Resorts, and they have a few properties in northern Minnesota. And she got this idea going back a ways. She shared with us the neatest story off the recording.
Oh my gosh, I was in tears.
About how her parents met in Duluth.
Yep.
Her dad worked for the phone company going back to Bell Telephone. Going ways back. And they developed, he was with that phone company when they developed the 218 area code. And then for her to have this idea to create a festival, really, in so many ways that pinpoint who's up there. Everything from restaurants and taverns to spas and numerous small businesses, which I should mention, we are going to be tagging many of you small businesses in the 218 area code on our Facebook page this coming week, and beyond, because again, dead of winter, small businesses can use all the help they can get. And this, I just love this idea.
I know, it's really, it's basically celebrating the bold North.
Yeah. And speaking of bold, what a bold vision.
Yes.
On the part of Ms. Zalesnikar.
Yeah.
To say, instead of just looking at this one town or this one
we're going to take on the entire
let's look at an
northern
area code
half
that
of the
is
state of Minnesota.
Enormous.
Yeah.
And she explains more in detail as to how people become involved in it. And she was kind enough to put Minnesota Medleys on the list of what they call their partners on their website. Their website being 218days.com.
Yeah.
Absolutely visit this website.
Yeah.
And
it's a full weekend. I mean, talk about what a great time to
16th, 17th, 18th.
Celebrate 218. A little 218. Celebrate a little belated Valentine's Day weekend getaway up north in Minnesota, and you've got a slew of things to partake.
Yeah. We talk about it in the interview coming up here too, about how handy this website is.
Yes.
The homepage, you go to events and offerings, if you like, one of the tabs up top there, and it does right away show events for which you would need tickets. But then you come to a map that shows how many events and vendors or partners, if you will, are in that area.
Yep.
And then you scroll down and you can look up
Different event
by
types.
arts and crafts or food and drink. Who has live entertainment, relaxation, shopping, wellness. It's just great. I want to plan a weekend away, and I want to make sure I go to somewhere where I can have a good spa experience. I want to get some good food while I'm out. We probably want to catch a live band. And where are we going to stay? It's just bam, it's right there. Plan your weekend. So I don't know. I think I should probably stop yakking about it.
Yeah, would you?
And you know what? For that, I won't. So we actually will be turning it over to Sarah Zalesnikar with Odyssey Resorts. We had a very, very nice chat with her during the interview, before it, after it. Seems like just a great person, and we are going to provide you with that interview now.
Right now.
Well, we are here now with Sarah Zalesnikar, who is Director of Sales at Odyssey Resorts. The 218 days are her brainchild. Sarah, thank you for taking the time to join us on the phone today.
Welcome.
Thank you, Travis and Jess. I'm excited to be here.
Well, this is quite an undertaking. I kind of want to go back a bit here. The 218 days. The first event was held just last year in 2023. And so now that it's happening a second time, we can officially call it an annual thing. Yes. You had been, or you are employed with Odyssey Resorts, but you'd been working for them in Colorado for a few years. Is that correct?
Not entirely.
Not entirely.
Story
of my life.
Long relationship that I have with Odyssey Resorts is right out of college, I helped launch a lifestyle publication in the Duluth Superior area and managed Odyssey Resorts advertising account. Then I moved out to Colorado for about 6 years. And when I returned to Duluth, I joined Odyssey Resorts in this group sales director role.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You were drawn back to the bold north.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I'm born and raised in northern Minnesota. I was actually born in Virginia, lived in Hibbing for 2 years. My family is all from the Duluth area, and so we moved back to Duluth when I was 2. And so I was here as a resident in Duluth for many years before I ventured out to Colorado. And then, like you said, I was called back to the bold north.
Yeah.
You came back and said we need to recognize this beautiful part of the state, part of the country. And had you been thinking about doing that even when you were living in Colorado, or when did you have the idea to do 218 days?
Yes, grateful for my experience in Colorado because I was exposed to 303 Day out there, which there is a 303 area code, so they celebrated on March 3rd, which is initially where I was exposed to the idea.
Yeah.
I reached out to a friend here in Duluth while I was out in Colorado, and I said, this is what Duluth needs.
Yep.
This is what the 218 area needs, especially in the winter. I think you have to embrace winter here to be able to get through it, and I think that's where this event naturally just has grown as people are excited about different things to experience, trying new businesses and restaurants, bars, whatever that might be, and just increasing the visibility for those partner locations and getting people out. And last year was a true testament to the connectivity that we have and just the community engagement and support of this event.
That is so awesome. It does, like 218 is a huge part of the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, to our listeners who don't have a map of Minnesota and its area codes in front of them, and I can't imagine why they wouldn't have that in front of them. 218 it's more than a third, very close to like half of the upper half of Minnesota. And and actually when you think about square miles, square or kilometers, since we do get pretty close to Canada, you know. I wonder if it isn't more than half the state geographically.
It's significant. Yeah, square mileage, it's massive. And I think that's where that consolidation of people is affected a little bit versus the lower half of the stage. But the square footage, it's just a tremendous experience. And being able to look at that map and see everybody who's involved so far, it's really rewarding.
Yeah.
So 218 area code, because I have studied the map, it's more than 30 counties. There's more than 50 cities and towns. And then you brought in, the businesses. You probably can't count how many businesses are up there.
Yeah.
How does one, and the one being you, get word out to what you have called partners, people that sign up to partake in this? How did you get the word out for 218 Days?
Yeah, cheekily enough, a lot of it was done by phone. And, making those phone calls, introducing the event, social media, and being able to connect that way and reach out to partners, send them to the website so they have an idea of what that event might be. That really just kind of lays the message out for them to look at what it is and to see where their business might fit. And what I really appreciate is it hasn't just, me last year was a big push for this, but a huge shout out to our Odyssey Resorts locations and our employees there for networking the event and, getting out into the community, knocking on doors, introducing themselves. And it's really just about getting out and introducing the event. Also, our partners from 2023 have just stepped up with communicating out the event, introducing me via email and saying, hey, you should reach out to this business. I think they'd be a great fit. So it's just been very for full circle with the communication and looking out for each other in really great ways.
You really had a lot of buy-in from the people that participated last year as partners, it sounds like, and they just want to see this continue to grow and be successful and thrive.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
The response last year from, like I said, the partners that got on board, but also the people that showed up to support those businesses. A lot of those businesses said that weekend was one of their best business weekends of the entire winter. So, it's really, like I said, it's very rewarding to see how it's coming through.
I was going to say, good for
the people
you.
that are involved and partnering with us are seeing the positive effects of this networking.
It just, I kind of get the warm and fuzzies here because when you talk about the cross promoting, people really businesses helping each other, which you have businesses that could very well and essentially be competition for one another. But that feeling of, look, one of us prospers, we all do. And as you mentioned, particularly in this time of year, dead of winter, February is such a blah month on its own.
It's the shortest one, but it feels like it could be the longest.
Exactly. So that's just so neat that it kind of snowballed, as it were.
That's a great way to put it. Absolutely.
Yes, definite.
And speaking of the partners and what, I was looking at the website, which I absolutely need to remember to mention is 218days.com. Really encourage our listeners to check it out there. Along the top there, there's events and offerings, visit, and then partners. When you click on partners, it just goes on. And last I counted, and I did count, there's over 100 partners and people partaking, whether it be a bar or restaurant, or it's maybe an art gallery, nature centers, flower shops. I love this. The Finland Farmers Market is on there. I just see all these amazing businesses. How are people still able to sign up to become a partner and be put onto the website at this point?
Absolutely. Yeah, I had 3 additional partners join yesterday. So again, as we're getting more word of mouth out there, there's people who maybe haven't been exposed or needed a little bit of an elbow nudge to really make the step to move forward and join us. On that 218 Days website, at the bottom of the page, you can sign up right there to become a partner, or if they're an existing partner, they can make changes to anything that they're already doing with us. So really nice and easy at that 218days.com website.
Oh, so they could go on, and if they need to modify their particular event or offer or whatever, they can continue morphing that if they need to.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yep.
that's very, very convenient for a business. I just clicked on the visit tab here, and it says where to stay. And you have separated here North Shore locales. I just love all of these as I look at them. I'm seeing Beacon Point, Larsmont Cottages, Grand Superior, Caribou Highlands, Mountain Inn, Lutz and Sea Villas, Breezy Point Cabins, East Bay Suites. Then you shift over to, oh, this is new to me, the Brainerd Lakes area. You have Ely on there as well. So people
All
can
218.
kind of, all 218, exactly. People can kind of zero in on where they would possibly stay, which leads me to this. If somebody is wanting to come up there, say for the entire weekend, of course, 218 days going on from
16th
the
through the
16th
18th.
through the 18th. They what kind of advice would you give them insofar as developing kind of an itinerary? Because there is so much going on. I would really encourage people to make it the whole weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
One night away is not going to do it.
No, it's not enough.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and I'm excited that it's a 3-day event because I'm going to be able to get out and experience quite a bit. But I would encourage people to take a look at that map that you referenced on 218days.com. There's events per location, so you can really see there's a large amount of events that are happening in the Duluth area, but all the way up the North Shore to Grand Marais. And that's where those lodging partners come into play. You can choose that as a hub and head up the North Shore or head down into the Duluth area if you're staying in that North Shore area. Our Brainerd Lakes Rutgers property, they are hosting a lot right on site. And like I said, just communicating that out to the partners in the Brainerd Lakes area, there's a lot going on there. So really taking a look at what's happening in those locations, and then drilling down from there to take a look at the food and beverage or live entertainment or wellness opportunities that are happening in that central hub. Then you can really start branching off and coming up with a fun itinerary of things to do.
You know, I kind of envision it being, okay, let's pick our hub that we want for this year's 218 days. And maybe next year, like say for instance, we hit the North Shore this year, then next year we go over to Brainerd Lakes. Then, you know, and just kind of choose all of those itineraries according to which hub you want to visit on a given year or what have you. I think that is so fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've gone to your map here. I'm sorry, under events and offerings, and it the map is super handy because it shows how many events are particular. I'm not sure if you had already said this, but it does show how many in each town.
Yeah.
So it's just
Or
I love
area,
this. I love this.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Thank you.
Yes.
What I'm also excited about with our Choose Your Odyssey page on social media, we're going to be coming up with some different itineraries for people to do. So if you were going out of the Duluth area, here's some things to check out, family-friendly options. So definitely some things that are coming out in our social media that are going to help people kind of plan and take a look at what might work best for them as a friends group or couple, family, whatever that might be.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. I had meant to ask too, does the 218 days have like a physical headquarters? Is there, or is it just, you know, choose your adventure kind of thing?
It's kind of a choose your adventure. And I would say as far as headquarters, there's not a main headquarters, but there are, I would say, 4 kind of central hubs that we have just under our Odyssey umbrella.
Okay.
One being our Rutgers Bay Lake property, everything that's going on there and that kind of partnership in that community. Then as we go up the North Shore, our Larsmont Cottages has a lot happening there right on site with great proximity and access to Duluth and our Beacon Point property. Our Grand Superior Lodge property just a little bit farther north in the Castle Danger area, again, has a lot going on there. We're bringing in a sauna and a cold plunge option, and then just some fun arts and crafts for people to do there. And then as you head farther north up into the Lutsen area, our Caribou Highlands property has quite a bit going on as well. So that's great access in that Lutsen area to also get up to Grand Marais, where we've got our East Bay Suites property. So you can kind of start north and head down if you wanted to. But I would say those 4 properties that we have, just due to the amount of activities we're having on site and the proximity to other partners in the area, that's what I would kind of consider our 4 main hubs.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.
You know,
nicely spread out.
Yes. And this winter has been so bizarre with our low snowfalls, at least in this part of the state. How are you guys doing up there? And do you kind of anticipate this could be a boost for some of these places? You know, I mean, I know that they can make snow. There's snow. They can make snow, but you know, I just kind of wonder how this is something that is just really going to, I think, inflate enthusiasm for the area.
Well said. Yeah, I think last year we looked at our record-breaking snowfall versus this year I'm watching it's 33 degrees and the snow is melting, and we're looking at 40 degrees next week. And it really is impacting our winter sports and people being able to get outside and enjoy what the snow brings. Right. And I think this really just allows an opportunity for those businesses to get people in the doors who aren't necessarily coming up to ski, but are looking for an experience. And that's what we're really excited to provide.
There is so much. There's so much to offer. And I just think that's a really wonderful thing you get to highlight with this type of a weekend.
Well, and
so many activities.
And I'd like to see a bit of a silver lining in perhaps less snow and that kind of thing. It also means that the temperatures are a bit warmer. And while Minnesotans are adept at celebrating cold and snow and that kind of thing, the fact is when it's a little bit warmer, that's not a bad thing.
Right.
And so if you're getting in and out of a car, going in and out of businesses and that kind of thing, both people and cars just run a little better when it's a little milder. So
absolutely, I think it's going to be really great for some of those outdoor experiences. We've got a sunrise photography class at Larsmont Cottages, and people to be able to wake up at 6 a.m. to get outside, and you're looking at maybe negative 20 degrees last year, and this year hopefully a little bit more palatable for people to get out with their camera equipment and get some really great shots of the lake and the sun rising over Lake Superior.
Absolutely. There's nothing like it. That's a beautiful place to watch the sunrise and to be able to maybe feel a little more comfortable out there. You don't have the sea smoke.
Spend a little bit more time enjoying that sunrise.
Exactly. Not run back in.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had mentioned that you're going to be up partaking all weekend long. I got to ask, do you have some target spots, something that you haven't done that you have had on your radar for a long time, bucket list things, anything like that, so that you can get out and enjoy it? Because it's obvious you've put a ton of work into this, and we really hope that you get an opportunity to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Thank you. Yes, I am really excited. Like I said, I'm so glad that it's a 3-day event and kicking off on February 16th. That day, I'm going to be in our Rutgers Bay Lake area. What I'm really excited about that the team did this year is they actually started a blood drive. So an extra special way to really give back to the community in a way that's needed right now. And I'm so grateful for them for thinking kind of outside of the box in a way that we can really give back. The spots for that blood drive filled up really quickly, so the response from the community there to give back in that way.
That's really neat.
Again, you said warm and fuzzies, and that touches my heart in a whole different way. So I want to make sure that I'm there. Rutgers is putting on a vendor craft show that weekend as well. So that's really helping those businesses that have online stores and maybe not a brick and mortar or a retail space for people to walk into, allows people to get that visibility and really touch and feel those products and arts and crafts that people are putting out. So I'll be starting at our Rutgers property and then slowly working my way up the North Shore on the 17th. I'm excited to pop around the Duluth and Two Harbors area. Castle Danger Brewery is putting on quite an extensive day with taproom yoga and axe throwing, live music, and they're rolling out a signature 218 beer for us, a George Hunter Stout.
So, very cool.
that's going to be really fun. Bent Paddle and their Canna Lounge has some really fun things that are going on with live music and different options on that 17th day as well. And then on the 18th, I'll be up in the Castle Danger area and heading up to Lutzen to check out what they've got going on at our Grand Superior Lodge. We've got a Vikra Bloody Mary bar, and like I mentioned previously, our sauna and cold plunge. I'm a lover of a sauna. I grew up with my family taking a sauna and rolling around in the snow in the winter. So I'll probably be partaking in that as well. Tick that off my bucket list for a February cold plunge.
Awesome.
And I wish that there was more time. And what I'm really excited about is as this event grows and this date changes by the day of week, how I'm envisioning this eventually turning into a week-long celebration.
I was wondering.
Live music and different specials going on, and just a lot of time to get out and enjoy all of these amazing experiences.
Yeah, and by eventually, well, I mean, as I'm sure you're well aware, filling a week with destinations and events and those kind of things, the product is there. That just wouldn't be a problem, and it would also take away any hangups with if it's over a weekend or not, because everybody's schedules are different, and some people, it just it'd be really neat to see how this evolves. But in the meantime, it just looks outstanding. Looks outstanding. It looks like so much fun.
Thank you. You'll have to come visit. I'm excited to connect with you, and we'll have to touch base and see how we can get you involved with some of these things.
It'd be
Thank
so
you.
fun.
That's a very kind invitation, and we love being up on the shore, and I love just the North Woods. It's such a comfort to me knowing that's near. And, well, with that, we know you remain very busy in preparations, and we can't take up your entire day talking about it. We will just continue here looking at the website 218days.com. Again, our thanks to Sarah Zalesnikar, who, as I mentioned, is the Director of Sales for Odyssey Resorts. They are putting on the 218 Days, occurring February 16th through the 18th this year. And we highly recommend people look at the website, make some calls, make some inquiries, plan your weekend away to northern Minnesota, to the shore or the woods. You just can't lose.
Got to celebrate the Bold North.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's
yes.
right.
And
Great
one more
name.
thing, in case people aren't able to make it and you're able to get access to Vikra Distillery products. Vikra put together a 218 Days cocktail in 2023, the Northwoods Cosmo, and this year they put out the Cedarita. So it's a play off of a margarita. It's a Northwoods take on it. So even if you can't get up here, take a look and see how you might be able to get a taste of the Bold North.
Wonderful.
Oh, very cool idea.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Again, appreciate your time.
Yes.
And we hope to make it to some of these celebrations and events and establishments. And we know many others appreciate your hard work, and we appreciate your time.
I'm grateful for your support. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Sarah. Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you again. That website again is 218days.com. Check it out. Plan at the time that this episode comes out, you've still got
a little bit of time.
Yeah, over a week, almost 10, 11 days or something like that to plan a weekend away.
Something like that.
So, as they say on the website too, the 218days.com website, check back often because events keep on getting added.
They do. I mean, when we spoke with her, how many had she added that day? I don't even remember.
Yeah, she
mentioned it, but
it keeps on growing, and we wish her and all the other partners with it just all the best. And
it's just going to explode into like a week-long thing. I know
I have no doubt.
Yeah, yep. I know it.
Absolutely. And deservedly so. And we, of course, speaking of websites, ask that you visit and listen to and download some episodes at minnesotamedleys.podbean.com. And since we're an equal opportunity listener and idea stealer, share with us any ideas of towns, festivals, resorts that you'd like to see us feature on an episode, we're happy to do the research. We're happy to look into it. And so it definitely may end up in being an episode. If you...
Do you know a Minnesota author? I mean, that has been so fun chatting with people that have written books. And
we've got another author coming up in March.
We do.
So yeah, and comment on Facebook too, about any ideas you might have, either a comment or shoot us something on Messenger. Where ears are open, even though it seems like it's only our mouths that are open.
Yeah, and my one ear isn't really hearing very well, but I hear you, people. I hear you.
I hear you.
We
don't see you, but we hear you. Everyone, thank you again. Our thanks to our guest Sarah Zalesnikar, promoting this amazing event, 218 Days. Go to 218days.com. Check it out. Plan a wonderful weekend into the bold north of Minnesota. Thanks, everyone. We will see you next time.